You do not need everything figured out. You need your first intentional step. Because when you're waiting for the perfect opportunity, you're not making any progress. That is just procrastination in a nice outfit. If you're new here, what's up? My name is Justin. I'm not here to sell you a fantasy. I'm building and showing my life in real time, my discipline, wealth, health, and mindset every single day. And I make these videos because I know what it's like to want a rare life, and I'm documenting the process so you guys can learn from my mistakes and also just build a community. Here's the trap. Most people don't fail because they're not capable. They usually fail because they have this mindset that everything has to be perfect when it really doesn't. So they wait for the perfect plan, the perfect energy, the perfect schedule, and while they're waiting for perfect, nothing changes. And I'm going to be blunt. If your standards are so high that you don't start, then your standards aren't doing anything for you. You should have high standards for yourself, but you need to start also. This mindset that I'm talking about has changed everything for me. Poor progress is better than no progress every single time. Because poor progress does something that most people refuse to do. It builds momentum. And that's where the 1% better every single day comes in. Not because you're going to feel amazing every single day, but because you're going to prove to yourself that no matter what, you're going to keep pushing through and growing. Your life does not change by one major decision. It changes from small upgrades daily that compound into a new version of who you are. You don't have to do everything at once. Just pick one thing and start with that. You have to get the momentum going. That's the whole key. And personally, I would say that should be your health, whether that's going to the gym, going for a walk every day, start doing 10 push-ups, doing 10 sit-ups, doing something that can help start the momentum and then just build upon that. The way that you build upon this is with a previous video that I made. It was called feedback loops. All you have to do is cease. Maybe you walk around the block. It takes you 5 minutes. Maybe the next day you're like, okay, I'm going to try to speed it up a tad bit. Maybe it took you 5 minutes or 4 minutes and 45 seconds. And then that right there shows you that, okay, if I walk a little bit faster, I can finish it faster, or maybe I can go a little bit longer if your cap is only 5 minutes. And you just do that feedback loop is you do the action, you review the results, and then you try to make a minor change to improve it. It doesn't have to be improving it by 50%. You don't have to double down. What you have to do is just try to increase it by 1%. And within this concept, it's about continuous movement. It's about doing the reps as much as you possibly can, as consistent as you possibly can. Because there's going to be days to where you don't want to do it, and then there's going to be days to where you feel so motivated to do it, you could do more. And that's exactly what you should do. You should have a baseline. If your goal is, I'm going to go for a walk every single day. Monday's Monday, sometimes you don't feel it, so you walk just around the block 5 minutes. You still did the action, and then you can review that later and be like, okay, I need to do better. But then say come Tuesday, you're like, you know what, I didn't do my best yesterday. I know I can do better than this. So then you go for a 30-minute walk, and you walk to somewhere you've never been before, and you now realize how much you can do, and that's just a huge improvement. So when you have the energy, do more. And when you don't have the energy, do the very least that you set for yourself. The non-negotiable is going for a walk every day. So if that's the non-negotiable, on the days you have zero energy, you get up and you just knock that out even though you don't want to do it. Here's how people make these mistakes when trying to do this. They set upgrades that are too big. If the upgrade or change is too hard, you're going to dread it and you won't repeat it. They end up missing one day and then they call it failure. If you miss one day, you just don't miss a second one. You make it your mission, and that's part of the feedback loop. And thirdly, they don't protect the time. When you're trying to make these changes in your life, you have to prioritize what's actually important. So if that walk is important, then you have to protect that 5 minutes, that 30 minutes, whatever it is, for you to actually get that done, and you need to protect it with your life. Here's what I want you to do. So I want you to comment down below 1% and then exactly what goal you are going to start today. Not wait for the perfect plan, but start today, and let me know that down in the comments below. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, just make sure you hit that subscribe button because it helps build the community. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will catch you guys later. See ya.